for and me. Oh, baby, could.
Welcome to the Love During Lockup Season 6, Episodes 3 and 4 review. This is Couples Couch with
Pat.
And I'm Cam. Let's get into this week's episode. But before we do, let's do a little bit of housekeeping.
Always with the housekeeping.
If you are new to our channel, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back. You know what I'm about to say. We do not get into the nitty-gritty details of everything that happens in the episode because why?
Spaceship level overview.
Also, be sure to hit the like and the subscribe button to support our channel and expand our reach across YouTube. We are currently sitting at 21.5K. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Oh, sorry.
Salt and pepper and heavy D up in the...
That's how I feel about this channel. It was all a dream, and look where we're at now. So I'm so excited. Also, be sure to shop our merch. We have tons of items in stock. The link to our store is in the description box and in the comment section under this video. Let's get into this week's episode.
Let's get it.
Again, this will be a high-level overview. We are reviewing episodes 3 and 4, and we're going to do it couple by couple. Episode 3 opens up with Leticia confronting Keith about his ex, also her employee, asking him, did he sleep with her? And then the phone disconnects. Keith calls back, and she asks him again, Keith, did you sleep with her? And then he finally says, no, I didn't. And then Leticia's happy to hear that response. Of course, he gave her the runaround, like, why are you asking that for? Maybe you should ask her. And
what did you hear?
And
who told you?
The stories match up.
You ain't hear nothing. You just speculating. No, I didn't sleep with that lady. Who told you that?
Anytime they lying, they do this, and they wipe that whole beard. Matter of fact, they start from their eyebrows. Yeah.
And breathe.
That's when you know they lying.
They pull their whole face.
Next scene shows Leticia setting up a cell phone call with her employees and her husband, who is their new boss. She literally has a tripod with a cell phone in his office that holds his nameplate. Talk to your boss. Go ahead and talk to your boss.
Yes, sir.
And tell him what role you hold in the business.
You want to write me up for being late? I got freedom. Sometimes I get out in the world and I get late. I'm sorry. I come back to lunch from lunch on time. How you gonna write me up? You in prison?
It was a very, very odd setup. I was like, okay, so you don't even have that spider phone that every
conference bridge.
You know you're legit when you have that spider phone in your conference room. She had a cell phone on a tripod.
Everybody in the office dressed up like they work at P-Valley. P-Valley taxes. Come on, sign your W-2.
Next, Leticia meets with her attorney for recommendations on having her husband as a boss in their business. The attorney says, as a licensed tax professional, you cannot have a convicted felon attached to your business. The attorney asks, what type of convictions does Keith have? Leticia says he has conspiracy and drugs. The attorney says conspiracy is related to finance, and Leticia says that she doesn't feel like this is fair to not be able to have him attached to her business. And the attorney says it's not what's fair, it is irrelevant of what's fair. It is what is legal, and you can be held criminally liable.
Ma'am, it's just not a good idea. You are talking about a present convict running a business that deals with other people's money.
What are you thinking?
Like, so, unless you got a power washing business, a moving company, something like that.
But nothing attached to anyone's
money.
Right. Let me just
someone else's money.
Right.
You want to put him in charge of your money, go right ahead.
You do that.
But you can't put this man in access with other people's money that are entrusting you.
All facts.
What did the lawyer say? You have a fiduciary responsibility?
Yes.
I like that.
Again, Leticia says, well, he was just selling drugs, so I don't see how that could, not work. Again, the attorney says, conspiracy is not related to drugs. It is related to unethical conduct. Have you looked up the word conspiracy?
You can tell she green. Ma'am, when he sells the drugs, he gets a whole lot of currency, money, right? He can't do nothing. We can't buy nothing with it. Mm-hmm. He can't put it nowhere. He has to launder that money to make it legal. Mm-hmm. And you want to put him in charge of other people's money.
I think the attorney was getting very frustrated. When somebody asks you as an attorney, have you looked up the word conspiracy?
Right. He thought he was going to have a real meeting. It took him till about halfway through the meeting, and then he realized, like, oh, this is just a paycheck for this TV company. All right, go ahead, man.
The attorney also recommends Leticia to get a post-nup agreement, which is an agreement that you get after you're married to kind of divide your interest.
I don't do none of that.
Right?
I don't do none of that.
To protect herself and her kids. So Leticia then shares the news with Keith on a phone call about what the attorney shared with her, and advised that it wouldn't be a good setup for him to be included in the business because he is a felon. Also, that the attorney said that they should get a post-nup. Keith was on that real street mindset. He was like, I don't care what no attorney says.
I don't do none of that.
No, I don't care none
That's
of
why
that.
you're where you're at right now, sir.
Here's my thing. He clearly didn't process, Keith that is, anything that she's saying.
Because he don't have to.
Because he's like, I don't care about that. And
she's like,
oh
my God.
The business.
Oh, she put up a half-effort fight. Like, well, I'm just saying I don't do none of that. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just letting you know what the lawyer said.
He didn't receive none of that information.
Because he don't have to.
He really don't.
She folded like laundry.
I don't know how this is going to play out.
I can tell you exactly how this is going to play out. Both of them are going to end up in jail again.
Messing with people's tax money.
And she going to be sitting right in that court in that pink dress. Trying to pull the back down. Your Honor. If that's what you do all the time, it's too short or you too big. One of the two is happening.
Next couple is Brittany and Keyrock. Brittany moves into a new house with Keyrock's family. She unpacks her stuff in her new room with her friend, and then they talk and, kiki and talk about things that she has plans to do with Keyrock in the future. And Brittany loses track of time and forgets that she had a video chat with Keyrock. Keyrock calls her phone as she's trying to log into the video chat, and he is pissed. He says, you're not gonna have me get all dressed up and look ignorant and sitting here waiting for you to do a video chat and you don't show up. She was like, it's not my fault. He said, what you mean it ain't your fault? You had one job, which was to log in, and you did it. And Keyrock said, I ain't coming to no more video chats. You hear me? I click. And that was the end of that scene. Did I reenact it real good?
He was embarrassed. Sir, you ready to make your call? Yes, ma'am, I am. All right. This is wherever you're from's Women's Correctional Facility with a call from Keyrock. Mr. Keyrock, there's no answer. There's no one on the line. Man, she was supposed to be on the phone, man.
Come on, bro. Part of the scene is where Keyrock said, you're not going to have me get dressed up and sit here to look all ignorant.
I ain't got nothing to do with what you wearing.
Line of episode 3.
And how do you get dressed up? Do you put on fresh? You put on a fresh uniform?
Took it out of my head because I was going to say, now, sir, what are we dressing up in? Exactly.
You see, this ain't the regular just white shirt. I sprinkled it with Kool-Aid, so it's got some color to it.
Next couple is Savannah and Jake. So Savannah and Jake are new to the series because they didn't introduce them just yet, right? So this is the first time we're seeing Savannah and Jake. Savannah says that she is the person that everyone would want to be with before they settle down. She says she cheated on literally everyone she's ever been with. Meanwhile, Jake is
where
in
I'm
prison.
from, we call that
Meanwhile, Jake is in prison.
Tatiana.
The issue with Savannah and Jake is this. Jake does not want to be engaged or commit to Savannah just yet. Whole time, Savannah wants to be very much so married to Jake. Okay?
I ain't never seen this level of thirst in anybody.
Right. Jake dismisses the idea of marriage every time Savannah brings it up, and he says it's because Savannah and his mom don't have a good relationship. Savannah shares that she met Jake's mom one time during a prison meetup, and she says things went well, but then his mom went off and said that Savannah is a crazy witch with a capital B, and Savannah says that made her feel bad because now she feel like she's some nothing-ass witch.
That's what that whole word is supposed to make you feel when someone calls you that. They're not doing it to tickle your fancy. Just go ahead. She's a little challenged.
Savannah is very insistent on still marrying Jake, and Jake continues to turn her down. So here's my thoughts on this.
No. 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 No.
I just keep thinking to myself, you would think that Jake being in prison would be more open to like, yes, somebody wants to be with me. Yes, somebody wants to marry me. He keeps telling her no.
I guess not just anyone.
He don't want just anybody. So next, Savannah sets up a meeting with her friend to work on typing up a letter to help Jake get his sentence reduced and that he can come home earlier so she can marry him. She even calls his aunt for help. She don't answer. She can't call his mom. She calls
How do
her
people
friend.
do that? How do people... I don't have the... That's why I can never be like a salesman.
Right.
Like selling
'Cause
door
you
to door.
can't keep
I'm not going to
asking.
keep... Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like to ask.
If I
like
call
that.
you one time and I feel... It don't even have to be confirmed.
I'm
If I
telling.
feel like you're ducking my call...
I'm done.
I'll never dial those 9 digits ever again in my life.
And if I ever ask you to do something and you halfway hesitate, don't think I'm ever asking you again.
It's a wrap. Nah.
So her friend who was supposed to come
She
to
just
help
keep
type
calling.
up the letter
I
never
called
showed.
a couple times. I just keep coupling. It was so funny.
It was sad.
I called you a couple times. I don't know if you're
Sad.
dodging me or not.
And you say this too.
Like, I didn't know people left real messages like that.
No.
Well, if you are dodging me, well, give me a call and let me know why. No, that's not how a dodge
No,
works.
we ain't calling you back. But even her friend,
You need to do your part.
even her friend didn't even show up to help her write the letter. And then Jake calls in and she has a mini meltdown saying she just feels isolated and doesn't feel like she has any help.
You don't.
Jake was like, I don't depend on nobody. Meanwhile, Jake from prison
Jake know he
has to
doing
give her.
all 85% of that 35-year sentence. Jake is not in fantasy
But
land.
the fact that he has to console her from prison, like, console me. I'm the one behind bars.
Hey, buy me
here.
some oodles and noodles too.
Next, Savannah meets with an attorney to discuss writing up the commutation letter to the governor to request an early release for Jake. Jake had submitted a commutation letter before and the governor denied it. Savannah tells the attorney that she thinks if they got married, this would help show that he's stable now. The attorney, to me, felt like he was talked into saying he agrees because he says, okay, well, that may help.
Sure.
He's like, anything you add new to the letter
Would
will
help.
help.
And if you want me to type it up and put it in there, it'll be an extra $100. You just Savannah coming up with every kind of way.
Every which
Listen,
way.
if we get married and you convert to Catholicism, and once we're married, if we support 3 kids overseas, then they'll look at that and they'll be like, we gotta let him out. He's
Right.
supporting
And then
kids
we can
overseas.
get married, you
Yeah.
know?
And you tell him you want to go back to school to be a doctor without borders. He's locked up. They won't let him out. They won't let him out. He's locked up. They won't let him out. No.
Savannah speaks with Jake, and tells him that they should get married after talking to the attorney because it may help his case. And Jake says,
"Stop. No.
You're not going to use my situation.
Me being in prison for 35 years.
I've never seen somebody in prison and still saying no, even though it could help his case.
If you was the last woman on earth was a person.
He could possibly get out if she married him, and he's still saying
he's not getting out.
No, he ain't.
Yo, the governor, his package got approved all the way up to the governor.
It did.
The governor got it, said no, signed it, and spit on. You'll never get out early.
We're moving on to the next couple. Next couple, Andy and Brittany. They pick back up with Brittany on calling Andy to discuss the fact that he didn't tell her that he had a rocky relationship with his daughters. Andy tells Brittany that he may have omitted some things, but thought they had worked through it on their last call. Brittany says she doesn't think they can be together because he is a liar and has lied about everything. Pause. This is the second inmate I heard tell somebody on the outside, no. How did these prisoners have
Because they didn't do it. They're innocent. They're wrongly convicted. I ain't never done nothing wrong to you. How could you lie to me, inmate 77379, straight to my face, while I'm locked up in here? I only get to talk to you for an hour a day on this prison phone, but how you gonna lie to me?
How do they have so much gall and audacity to be like, it's a no from me, bro, with you on the outside, and I'm the one, in prison telling you no. I think that's the irony of it all. Is it not?
But you gotta understand, this person is going to get in a relationship with somebody who's locked up and can't move nowhere. They're already, it's not like they're fighting off the women.
What is
good old Andy ain't fighting off the ladies in that small town.
Andy is pissed, by the way. He's kicking buckets of laundry around his trailer.
That bucket of laundry got beat up worse than Nate Diaz or Earl Spence.
Listen, that bucket of laundry was kicked all across the front of his trailer.
And you just got to watch it again. Was it her bucket of laundry?
Right.
And do you plan on her coming to get it?
Right.
Or did you just kick over laundry that now has to be in your front yard until her sentence is up?
Exactly.
Way to go, Andy.
Next scene shows Brittany calling Andy to reluctantly invite him to a prison meetup that he was supposed to be scheduled to have had with her daughters. And she says her daughters can't cancel it or take him off the list without the whole thing being canceled. So he might as well just come on and come to the meeting. And
so if me and 3 other people come to meet someone and one of us catch the flu, we all can't go see him?
She was trying to take him off the list. I don't know.
I can see not adding someone. I can see not being able to add someone onto the list late.
Right.
But what if I'm in a car accident on the way up there? I can't.
Whole thing is canceled. I don't know.
23-hour lockdown. King Kong ain't got nothing on me. You get in an accident, everybody lose their privilege.
Listen, he said he didn't want to come as a last minute ditch effort just so she can see her daughter.
And did anybody believe that?
No, he's still going. He's still going. Brittany says you just come and don't bring all your drama with you.
Just come, shut up, sit in the corner. And don't even talk to me.
Again, how do these inmates have so much power over
I guess you can come and look at me from across the room.
Next is Jade and Chris. Jade plans a trip to see Chris with her sister at the prison. They are both hopeful, Jade and Chris that is, that they can work out their relationship with Jade's sister because Chris and Jade's sister has beef.
Because Jade's sister has some sense.
Yeah. Jade and her sister arrived to meet Chris and his family at the prison for a powwow, for a gathering of the Native Americans at the prison where they get to have food and dancing, and it's like a whole day event for the Native Americans there at the prison. So they discuss with Chris's niece, Jade and her sister, that his mom doesn't like Jade. And then Chris's niece shares that they don't like Jade because of how flashy she comes off on social media. Remember, she's an influencer, so she shows things that Chris buys for her. And they said that she's so flashy with the money of Chris's money and things that Chris buys her, and that's not the way they roll. They don't like that, you know?
The jewelry she said was $700. I saw the same piece of jewelry at the carnival.
Chris's niece proceeds to say
This
to her,
is genuine aluminum with a green rock.
Chris's niece proceeds to ask Jade, do you plan on getting a job? Do you have a job? She's like, well, you know, Chris just prefers to take care of me, and that's just kind of what it is. Yes, we share a bank account. So to answer Chris's niece, no, she
I
ain't
don't
getting
work.
no job.
I don't input.
She don't plan to.
But I might get a little something income as soon as I recover from this surgery. She got a reverse BBL.
We're on to the next couple.
Her ass go like this.
That's all that happened.
Her ass could be described as a longitude.
I'm moving on.
49 degrees south.
Final couple is Ranika and Asante. Ranika is still moving forward with her plans to move herself and her daughters to Georgia to be with Asante. Keep in mind, she has never, ever, ever met him in person. Ranika has a going away party at a club with her family that explodes into chaos. Her family tells her at the party that she's chasing a dude. She don't like that, so she throws water on all of them and kicked them out with her security. Do you remember that?
She had to find out who her security was first. Are y'all my security? Y'all security? Get them out. Get them snitches out.
Bye.
Bye.
And she
Bye.
threw water all
Be blessed. Be blessed.
Ranika packs herself and her kids up the next day.
And her baby hairs. They had a carry-on luggage all to themselves.
And jumps on the plane to Georgia with her girls. They moved into a furnished rental home for the week. She says that they plan to find a new place once Asante gets out of prison in a few days.
Not if he's on the lease.
Ranika friend stops by and does a little Instagram detective work for her to figure out who is Asante and who he been talking to. Her friend finds that Asante has had 5 girls in his DMs, one's as recent as 2 weeks ago in that scene. So Ranika's like, I'm going to call him up right now so he going to tell me. So here's my thing. He's in prison.
You get phone calls.
You can get called and confronted.
Atlanta jail or wherever he's at. Is this how y'all roll? Or is the secret getting out on national television? So either this is how they roll or somebody at wherever he's locked up is going to get in trouble.
You can call people in prison and argue with them.
You can order
from the
Pete
outside.
Domino's. Yeah. Just put it on my tab. That's right, inmate 3776. Right. Double pepperoni and sausage. Don't put the jalapenos on it. Make my ass burn. You got jokes. No, it ain't my celly. Bye.
Ranika calls Asante in prison to argue with the man. I want y'all to understand what's happening here. Don't take this lightly. She's arguing with the man from the outside in prison, asking him, who are these girls? Who are these girls?
On your Instagram, your active, up-to-date Instagram.
Going to give him the face swipe that he does. What does Asante do?
Honestly.
He's like, what girls? And
I don't even see. I can't even see it.
And her friend in the background say, all 5 of them. She was like, man, what girls? And
one of them buy me oodles and noodles. One of them buy me wing dings. One of them buy me toiletries. Peanut butter. And Funyuns.
And you the one who buying me the house.
Right.
That was the end of episode 4 with Asante doing the face swipe because he had no answers in that moment as it appears. Did this episodes or these episodes give everything it was supposed to have gave? Drop your comments in the comment section below. We would love to hear from you. Again, remember this was episodes 3 and 4. So what are your thoughts about these couples and where they're headed? Be sure to sound off in the comment section. Also, be sure to hit the like and the subscribe button to support our channel. You guys, Love After Lockup is draining me.
Yo, maybe because it's new, it's not that bad. Like,
It's just the decisions. They make so many bad decisions.
yeah,
Like,
once you turn it into a game in your own mind, like who's gonna make the worst decision tonight, it becomes more entertaining. You can put money on it with your spouse. Like who we got? Who gonna put our money on tonight? I say Ranika makes the worst decision.
Ranika did. Ranika took it this.
That's why
time.
we took home the pot. We gotta start doing it on the channel, like a draw,
Yeah, as a matter of fact,
like the squares.
I think I like that though. Like, who's gonna make the worst decisions in the upcoming episode? So drop your predictions below. Who do you think is gonna have it for episode 5 and episode 6? Because remember, we'll be back in 2 weeks to review episodes 5 and 6 with you guys.
Check us out next week for
Another episode of Let's Chat. We'll be back next Wednesday for another episode. Again, we have shows for you guys Wednesdays and Fridays, so we'll see you soon. Again, I thank you for watching, and I'll see everyone in the next video.
Deuces. You didn't let me leave early.
Bye, y'all.